Welcome back to your mat. I'm glad you're here. Today, we're going to jump right into a short hip mobility session. But before we do, just know that this video is just one part in a series of hip mobility videos that you can choose to use alone as a standalone practice, or you can combine them together for a more rounded practice. Now, today, we're going to be exploring and focusing on hip rotation through seated and weight-bearing positions. When you're ready, meet me on your mat in a seated goddess pose. So facing the side of your mat, lean back on your hands and then walk your feet out in front of you and then away from each other. So they're outside of hips distance. And you're just going to start to sway the knees side to side. No rules or anything here at the beginning. Just sway naturally and just notice how you feel today. And then the next time that you pass through the center, pause there. And I want you to just rock a little side to side and feel your sits bones underneath you. Those are the two bony parts or protrusions that are coming down from the pelvis. And you can find those on the ground. And then pause when you feel them both pressing down toward the ground, just gently. And we're going to keep that kind of like an anchor into the ground and then find knees swaying again, but keeping those sits bones grounded. So the rotation of the legs will definitely be smaller here because now we are stabilizing through the pelvis. Pause for a moment on each side so you can just feel the sensation. And then kind of notice where you're feeling the most sensation from side to side. Is it the same on the right side as the left side? Last time. And then we're going to meet facing the front of the mat in a 90-90 position. So the front leg is bent at 90 degrees and the second, your back leg is bent at 90 degrees, your second leg. And that is the position we're going to find here. And so what we want to try to do is square the hips up toward the front of the mat. No matter where the legs are, we just want to find a little bit of squareness facing the front of the mat. And then bring your fingertips down to the ground just as a light support. Inhale to lift up your heart and lean forward over your right shin any degree. Lower yourself down, pause, just light weight in your fingertips. Also think about pressing your right calf and leg down into the mat. And then gently rise back up. Good job. A few more like this. Inhale, lean forward over your right leg. Start actively pressing right leg down into the mat. And see if you can also press left leg down. And then slowly rise back up. We'll do 3 more like that. Lean forward, pause, just light on your fingertips, press your legs down into the mat, and rise back up. Last 2 of these. Lean forward, press the legs down, stay for 1 more breath, and then rise back up. Last time. Lean forward, press the legs down, breathe right here, and maybe you even see if you can start to float some fingers off the ground and just keep the hover. Keep pressing legs down. 1 more breath. Then upright your torso using fingers or not. Upright. Now lean into your right hip a little more and plant your right hand down beside you. So we're leaning off into the right side, and we're going to keep our left foot grounded. You can place left hand at the left hip or anywhere where the left arm is kind of out of your way. And we're going to keep left foot grounded and then start to open up, lifting the left knee, and allow that leg to open up as far as you can. Pause there and then close it back up. A few more of these, slowly exploring, opening up and closing it back. Two more, slow it down. One more. And then pause as you bring the left knee back to the ground. Draw your left hip forward once again so that the hips are squared off toward the front of the mat or moving in that direction. Even if they're not fully square, that's what our intention is. And now keep your left knee grounded. Internally rotate the left thigh to allow the left foot to lift up from the ground. And then lower it back down. Good job. Four more. Slowly we lift up and pause. And then lower down. Lift and pause. Control it all the way down. Last two. And last one. Lower down. Now keep the same position, everything the same, but now we're going to, at the same time, lift the left knee and ankle from the floor, but try not to let anything else move very much. Lift ankle and knee from the floor. And then lower back down. Again, lift, pause, lower down. Last three. And lower. Last two. And lower. Last one. Hold this one a little longer. Hold it there. Breathe into it. And now we're going to swing left leg around to the front and lay the left leg down on our mat. Lean back into your hands and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Start to bend your left knee, drawing your left foot in closer, finding our seated figure four position here. Rock a little side to side with the legs. And then pause here in the center. Puff up your heart. Maybe walk your chest closer to your legs or walk your legs in closer to your chest. Option to keep supporting yourself with hands on the ground, or you can wrap your arms around your legs, maybe interlacing the fingers, and then drawing chest closer to legs. One more breath. And then if you're hugging your legs, return the hands to the ground behind you. Point the fingers to face any direction that feels comfortable in your shoulders. And now walk your left foot away. We're going to find a figure four reverse tabletop. So we're going to lift the hips from the floor right here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to press into your hands, grip the floor, press into your left foot. Start to squeeze your glutes, lift your hips up like almost like a table. And then actively reach your right knee down and away. Lift your chest up out of your shoulders. Keep firming into left foot. One more breath. And then lower down, tap the floor. Exhale to lift right back into your reverse table here. Pause and squeeze. Slowly lower down with control. And then right back up to the height of your table. Lower, and then lift. One more time, lower and lift. Hold it. Breathe into it here. Keep gripping the floor. And then lower all the way to the floor. Uncross your right leg, plant right foot by left foot, and then lift back into your table, your reverse table. And then lower yourself down. Now we're going to let the left leg be in front for 90-90 pigeon pose. Send your right leg off to the side. And then plant your fingertips on either side of the left leg. Inhale as you lift the chest and start to bow forward over your left shin. Pausing right here, hold. Press your left leg down into the mat. Think about right leg as well. Press them both down. And then lightly press into fingers, rise back up. 4 more here. We explore. Slowing it down. Press your legs down. Pause. And then rise back up. 3 more. Start to root down through the legs. Rise up. 2 more. Rise up. And last one. This one we're here for a little bit longer. Lean forward. Press the legs down. And then maybe you start to press so much that you begin to free fingers from the floor. Maybe both hands hover and you just maintain this position. Keep pressing down through both legs. And slowly, using your hands or not, upright your torso. And then lean onto your left hand. So we're leaning off onto the left side. Now our right foot is going to stay grounded. Place your right hand anywhere where it's out of the way. And then start to open up through the right leg by lifting the right knee and allowing that leg to open as much as feels good or comfortable. And then slowly controlling your way back down. Find 4 more, opening. And closing. Now you're welcome to slow it down even more than I am. Or maybe you'd like to move a little faster, but I do encourage you to try to slow things down. Really feel every part of the movement. And then one more. And then close it down. Invite your right hip back to square off toward the front of your mat. And now this time we're going to keep the right knee grounded and start to lift the right foot from the floor. And then lower back down. I'm not sure you can see from the angle that I am, so I'm going to turn to face you, kind of. Right knee is down, and then I lift the foot. Notice what's happening in the right leg. We got that internal rotation. And then lower back down. Lift up, pause, lower back down. Last 3 and 2. Last 1. This time we hold this one up. Hold it right there. Hold. And then lower it down. Now keep everything right where it is. We're going to lift both the knee and the ankle at the same time, but try not to let anything else really move. So we're isolating and lift, lower down, lift it up, lower down. Last 3 and 2. And then last one. Hold this one up. Hold it right here. Breathe into it. One more breath. And then we're going to swing right leg around to the front of the mat. I'm going to turn back to face the front of the mat. And then lean back on your hands, cross left ankle over right thigh, and draw the right heel in closer for seated figure 4. Let the legs sway a little side to side. And then you can stay right here where you are, or you can start to walk your chest in closer to your legs, or legs in closer to your chest. And then choose to stay there, or if you'd like, you can wrap the arms around the legs. And then sit up a little taller to draw chest closer to legs. A couple more breaths wherever you are. And then if you wrapped your arms around your legs, return the hands behind you. And then let your right foot slide away. You can point your fingers any direction that feels good in your shoulders. We're about to lift up into our figure 4 reverse table. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, start to grip the floor with the hands. Press into the right foot, squeeze your glutes, lift up. Pause here at the top. And then as you inhale, lower the hips down. Maybe you hover over or tap the floor. And then as you exhale, lift back up with control. Pause there at the top. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Couple more. Lower and lift. Last one. Lift it up. Hold it here. Grip the floor. Breathe into it. And then slowly lower your hips all the way down. Step your left foot down by your right foot. Separate the feet about hips distance. And one more time, we're going to lift up into reverse tabletop. Last breath. And then slowly lower yourself down. And then turn to face the side of your mat. And once again, just like we began, lean back on your hands, find the seated goddess pose. Send your legs out. Try to keep your sits bones grounded as you find rotations of the legs. And then just notice if it feels any different right now compared to when we first began. It's just been a few minutes, but maybe you can already tell a difference in how it feels on each side. Thanks for being here and practicing with me today. This is where I'll leave you. If you'd like, you can choose another session from the series to continue with the hip mobility, or I'll see you next time. Have a great day.